I got a door-to-door sales job selling front doors. So I knock, and when the person opens the door, I say, "Oh, sorry, I see you already have one." Welcome back to the program. I'm Steve Thomas, and that's why this is called The Steve Thomas Show. Most of us have had one or more. For those of you who haven't had any, you're either rich or homeless. There's not much in between. Of course, I'm talking about jobs. There are really only three kinds. Those you love, those you hate, and those that you're just kind of lukewarm about. For most writers, we love it. The problem is, the vast majority of us can't earn a living at it. So we have to get a real job. The first person in history credited with earning their living by freelance writing was a guy by the name of Edgar Allan Poe. He didn't make a lot of money during his lifetime and died a miserable alcoholic. Do something you love. Learn how to do it well and work in that field. Unless you're Edgar Allan Poe, who did pretty much just that and still ended up dying a miserable alcoholic. I've worked a lot of jobs over the years, and most of them were legal. But every once in a while I've found myself in the odd position of making some money in what could be regarded as a questionable manner. Ever heard of a wheelman? They're the getaway driver, the person waiting in the car outside. And when the people run inside, rob the bank, run back out, they speed away. The getaway driver, you know, the wheelman. I did that one time, sort of. A couple of friends of mine worked at a dairy farm, and the guy that owned the farm ended up going belly up and leaving. And he left the cows hungry and the employees he owed money. So one night, my two friends who worked on the farm asked me to drive a truck for them. We loaded up some stuff, and I drove. They sold that stuff that same night. It was semi-illegal. But my cut was $100 for driving a few miles. That was a good job. I had a garage sale one time, but not at my house. I sold the entire contents of my neighbor's garage and then proceeded to sell the garage itself. Now he has to park on the street. I kind of feel bad about that. I met the guy who invented ice. He was an Eskimo and he never got credit for that. That guy should be rich. You know who is really smart? The people who convinced us to buy bottled water. If I were the CEO of any big company, the first thing I would do is fire all of upper management. They don't do anything anyway. And then I would fire myself. I got a job calling in sick for people who didn't want to make the call. I got fired 200 times in 1 week. People are quick to quit a job these days. Any little thing goes wrong and they want to leave. The longest I worked at any job was 12 years, and I hated the last 3. Johnny Paycheck wrote one song and did fairly well with it over the decades. Take This Job and Shove It resonated with a lot of people. Millions of dollars have been made by companies that aren't even hiring people, but providing services on how to get and keep a job. Well, I can save you a ton of money and say, go to work on time and do your damn job. Try that out and see how it works for you. I should be making a ton of money as an author, but that hasn't happened yet. So yes, I have a regular job. I get up just like everybody else and go to work in the morning, and you don't hear me complaining about it. I'm reminded of the song by the Beastie Boys, No Sleep Till Brooklyn. There's a line, my job's not a job, it's a damn good time. City to city, I'm running my rhyme. They had a good run for sure. I think 2 of the 3 are dead now. Sad. Until next time, this is Steve Thomas reminding you to subscribe to the show. Drag your ass out of bed and go to work every day, no matter how bad you think it is. Because there's always someone out there who's worse off than you are. And hard work always pays off in the end. You just have to grab the rabbit by the throat and shake it. Goodbye.